Alrighty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day. And with that being said, against some TA. All right, guys, we're going to kick it off here with QQQ's daily time frame, and I am going to point out you are closing out here with a pin bar slash hammer candlestick, a bullish candlestick off of low volume, but we do have a breakout. So a bit of a mixed look. You rejected today off of the 0.786 fib up here, but because you did get above it, all right, and because you have broken out from this downtrend and are just back testing it today, I do think we are going to continue higher to here up into the 473.82 resistance right up here where we broke down from. All right, that is going to be the neckline of this little head and shoulders pattern you had right here, and you already retested it. All right, so we know sellers are going to be there. That's where I'm expecting sellers this time around. No need to complicate things. Come over here, have a golden pocket here from the whole move down we had, and that is going to also be where the 0.618 fib is. All right, so 473.82, that is definitely going to be a key spot if tested, where we should be expecting sellers. Okay, above that level we can come up to 484.43, but guys, one step at a time. I don't think we got to worry about that just yet. All right, now coming down to the smaller time frames, I am going to point out you have this, triple bearish divergence going on here on the 15-minute RSI. You pull back, you found buyers here on the retest of that downtrend, all right, that you broke out of, and now you're just consolidating above it. All right, so it's not really the worst look. I'm going to say above 465.10, we have 467.94, and then 473.82. On the downside, we have 460.62 support. Underneath there, we have 457.95 and then 455.63. Moving over here to SPY, starting here with the daily time frame, I am going to point out you got a doji candlestick so far on the day. We have, 16 minutes left here until the close. It's currently 3:44 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just like QQ, you pushed up here the 0.786 fib and found sellers there. You rejected the 0.786 fib. You wanted to see, you just kind of push straight through it if you are bullish. But, at the same time, this does look like you're just consolidating under resistance and you're ready to bust up, guys. So above 543.48 resistance, we're watching 545.25. Above 545.25, we're probably going to come up here and test 547.91. On the downside, we have 540.84 as support, and then underneath there, 539.43, and then 537.45. And that is that. You can clear as day see on the daily time frame. We also have a little downtrend going on here. Not the most touch points, only 2. But it is still there, and I do want to point out, I actually was showing a buddy this the other day. Or not the other day, today. Take this thing off, all right? SPY likes to put in these downtrends, and when you break these downtrends, you end up going for a ride. All right, you typically do end up going for a ride. You had this little downtrend break going on over here, okay? You went for a ride, okay? That's pretty much what we got going on here, and I do think we are going to be running back up to the highs. That's just my opinion. All right, so that's SPY. Same 15-minute bearish divergence we have over here on the RSI as QQQ, except we also have a more defined uptrend to be watching over here. So if you break below this uptrend, and we're going to say underneath, now we need the magnet back on right here. Okay, you're going to have 542.61. You break under there, you're probably going to be breaking on that uptrend. So the levels to watch on the downside are 541.80, 540.84, 539.43, and then 537.45. IWM, what do we got going over here? Okay, what are we cooking? What are we cooking in the kitchen? Starting off here on the hourly time frame, I'm going to point out we had that little downtrend. You hit it with the break and retest already. I do think things are going to be, having an upward resolution over here on IWM. So resistance is 207.11, above there 207.96, and then 209.77. As support, we have 205.81 that's provided, buyers. They provide support for buyers to step in today. 205.81. 204.98, and then 203.82. Underneath there, we're coming back to 201.56. DIA pushing up to the golden pocket today. You're getting real close. You're rejecting off of a 401 resistance, high of day. Okay. It is over here at 488 within 12 cents of our 401 level. Get above there, 401.70 is going to be where the 0.61 fib lies. You are expecting sellers to step in here in this golden pocket. That is really what we're looking at. But, things really aren't looking too bad over here. Weekly time frame looks like you could push back up to a new high. VIX, guys, we talked about it going into this week. We weren't expecting much out of VIX. Yes, you were coming down into this demand zone. We were looking for a dead cat bounce into it, coming down here underneath 1936. We were saying it's possible for it to trade all the way back down to 16 because you have absolutely nothing in between here and here. That is exactly what has taken place. Within 2 trading sessions, you have faded all the way down and had that 20% decline over here on VIX. Okay. We're now coming down into the next demand zone. Your 15-minute RSI just continuously puts in these bullish divergences over here. Okay, at one point, we are going to begin this thing snapping back. For now, we're not getting it snapping back. That's fine. But it is going to come at some point, and my guess is probably going to happen from down here. So, guys, if this thing does have an upward resolution here, resistance on QQ, we're watching above 465.10. Okay, above 465.10. We have 467.94 and then 473.82. But if price comes up here, VIX is kind of in the perfect spot to bounce back. And the hourly RSI does have that bullish divergence going on here. And it doesn't really get much more oversold than where it is right now. You're probably going to get VIX bouncing backs from here. So definitely, guys, be on the lookout for a pullback considering the 15-minute bearish divergences we just pointed out over here on QQQ. And then SPY, you actually have them on the hourly RSI as well. Okay, so the hourly bearish divergence is over here on QQ and SPY. And you come over here to Mr. VIX. Okay, this has the bullish divergence on the daily RSI. And if you don't know how Mr. VIX moves, guys, it moves up when puts are bought and calls are sold on SPX, and it moves down when calls are bought and puts are sold on SPX. So, if this thing is moving down, it's because, bullish bets are happening over here on VIX. But if it does start to move up, which it typically will move up after we start seeing this thing getting oversold and then the other one's overbought, we typically do get it, getting bought up here because everything happens in waves, guys. We don't get straight up price action. We get, a decline like that to get bought up like that. Things don't go straight up, and that is just how things go. Okay, guys, now we're going to move on over here to the semis, and I am going to point out you hit it with the breakout on yesterday's daily candlestick, and now today you're pushing up to 239.14 resistance. I don't think this run is over for SMH. I think you're coming up here to the 250.85 to 255.92 zone up there. Okay, if this thing pulls back, 230.05 is going to be your support. SMCI, guys, you're asking for a breakout here. You're testing this daily 9 here. You got rejection yesterday. You pulled back today. You are now putting in a hammer candlestick going into the close here. This thing is queuing up for a bigger move up. And I do think, hey, break out of this downtrend. I think you're going to come test 671. What I've been pointing out for, quite some time now, 671. By that, I mean, since we've been declining here, 671, that is definitely going to be that big level where you broke down from, and then above there, 76263. NVIDIA, guys, things are cooking over here. You get the hammer candlestick on the day. Looks like you're going to have that increasing volume. Like, at least it's not, terribly low volume over here. It's not the best, not the worst. Pushing up straight to that 118 resistance, guys. Above 114, we did say be on the lookout for a straight up move to 118 all the way up into this 121.50 level, which is going to be the 0.618 fib above. All right, I do think that is where we're probably headed here. 121.50 above there. You have 124.69, then 127.50. You got to get above 120.16 first, though. Okay, Avgo, just another one that just had this fresh breakout, guys. A lot of these charts are just filled with fresh breakouts. We have fuel here for a move back up to the highs here. That's how I'm thinking this thing is going to be cooked. Okay, cooked to the upside. That is that. All right, Avgo looks beyond sexy. You're stalling out here at your 0.618 fib from this whole decline here. You're now, having that retracement here. Guess what? Above 161.33, you got 166.85. Above there, you have 176.55 and then 185.16. On the downside of support, we have 156.40 and then 149.15. AMD, what do we got over here, guys? You're stalling out here in the golden pocket, guys. We have a lot of these things testing golden pockets, but they have also broken out, which is definitely something that is pretty good. All right, guys, so I am just going to say AMD is a troll, but this is kind of picture perfect here for where shorts would be stepping in. This is where you broke down from. If it's not going to be over here, it's going to be at 148.78. But the thing about that level is, if you come up here to test 148.78, you're above this 0.786 fib from this whole decline here. And that point, you're probably going to pull back. You're bullish on that pullback because you're going to get bought up, and you're going to end up testing this high over here, which is going to be around 153.64. All right, guys, so that's what I'm really paying attention to. If AMD does come up here above 146.85 and test 148.78, yes, we expect sellers there, but it's going to probably just be for a, little pullback here before going high and taking on, getting a new high over there. And things aren't going to be looking too bad over there in AMD. MU, what do we got, guys? You got above that 9 EMA. We pointed out the other day, you had a lot of rejections. You had to get above here. We told you were probably going to be dancing around it, guys. You're probably going to dance around the 9 EMA. Well, what happened on a bunch of these things? You danced around it, and now we're getting above them. We're having a bunch of breakouts. Things are looking real good. All right, they're not looking too bad. So, MU, guys, is resistance. You're getting sellers stepping in around 102.17. Above there, 105.72 is support. You have 97.69 and then 93.58. ARM, what do we got going on over here? You gapped up above 125.98 resistance. Now it is being treated as support. Got that fresh breakout going on over there. Okay, it looks a little sloppy, but you can take that right there. Okay, got the breakout, got back above the 9. You're above resistance right now. Okay, the next resistance is now going to be 135.41. That is a spot, and I do think it's going to be tested. If it pulls back 118.50, that's going to be your support. And that's where I would be interested in that thing. If it pulled back, you would then also have this golden pocket to go off of. So if that doesn't hold over there at 118.50, you have 108.69. DSM, okay? Golden pocket test after having that downtrend break. I told you guys we got a bunch of golden pocket tests. We got a bunch of downtrend breaks. Okay, that's what we got going on, especially over here on the semis. All right, straight up came up here. We have 171.54 resistance right here. That's where you're stalling out. You're pulling back. You got bought up off of 167.12 support. Underneath there, we have 164.75 and then 160.78. This doesn't look too bad to me. And if we're going to come over here, the weekly chart, guys, I told you this thing across the board on a bunch of these charts looks like we just got a major low get put in. That is a bottoming candle if I've ever seen some myself. And that's that. QCOM, okay? Hit it with the breakout. We talked about this the other day. Hit it with the breakout, okay? You're getting the move over 165.89, okay? The next spot is going to be 173.27. Above there, 177.59. On the downside of support, 165.89, of course, is where you had buyers stepping in, defending today, okay? Down there, underneath 163.35. Then you have 156.34 again, but I don't think that's going to be tested. We'll see. All right, we will see. QCOM, you can see over here on the weekly chart. Okay. Big move right there. Perfect spot to start getting buyers stepping in. Now let's kick it over to the big boys. Apple, downtrend break. I told you guys, things are they're cooking over here. They're not looking too bad. You had the increasing volume on yesterday's candlestick. You got above the high yesterday. That makes sense. Okay, now you're, getting sellers stepping in here at 222.27 resistance. It looks like you want to close right there. Above there, you have 224.48 and then 227.78. On the downside of support, we have 220.33 and then 217.13. Microsoft looking for a strong close off of low volume. Okay, that could be a trap, but I am going to point out you're looking mighty fine. All right, mighty fine after getting your downtrend break. This weekly candlestick is really shaping up. It is only Wednesday. We have 2 trading sessions left in the session. As long as you do get, this volume coming back up to where you are over here, you close out over here, I think we probably have a good recipe for some continuation into next week. But I am going to point out, this thing looks like it's coming straight for 430.82, ladies and gents, and that's what I'm looking for. You do have the jobs report coming out tomorrow, guys, and then on Friday, you come over here. You don't really have too much data going on over there, but I will definitely say, guys, we've had a data-filled week here, and hey, I think the market wants to move up. I think that is what the data was telling us. PPI moved markets up. CPI moved markets up. I do think markets just want to move up at this point. That's what I'm thinking. QQ with the wild move into the close. I like what I'm seeing here. Now let's go over, let's finish going over these big boys over here. We're going to come back over here to Microsoft. Okay, nope, that's not the right chart. Okay, guys, above above 417.27. We have 421.78 and then 430.82 on the downside of support. We have 417.27 as of right now. That's resistance underneath there. 413 and then 404.51. Amazon, what do we got? Above the 9 EMA. We like to see it. We told you we got to recover this thing across the board. Now you got support being 168.77 and 166.32. Underneath that resistance is 173.87. It's likely going to be a big spot, but if you can't get above there, let's point out the levels you're paying attention to. Right there, 176.80, above there, 181.22. Meta, guys, you're consolidating back up here. The fact that you got so close to taking out the high over here, okay, tells us we're probably going to be taking out the high. You're just, clearly having sell orders hit the line over here because it makes sense, okay? It makes perfect sense, guys. This is your heavily traded zone. You had sell orders sitting here, okay? You got slapped down. Here, you're not getting slapped down, which means the more you test up here, the more sell orders you're taking out of the pie over here. Eventually, they're not going to be sitting there, and price is just going to cruise along the way. Right now, you're just eating through the sell orders, but the fact that you are not getting slapped down shows there is a good amount of buy orders like there's demand up here as well. It's not just straight supply like it was over here, so that is a good sign. I do think it's just eating those up, and then we are over the coming trading session, we're probably going to see a move above 542.81. Those are my thoughts on Meta. If it does pull back to 510 again, that is your buying opportunity. You clearly see a lot of action over there. That would be a level of interest on the pullback. That would happen if 523.86 is lost. Goog, what do we got going on over here? You're printing a hammer candlestick on the date. It's 3:58 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right now. You're underneath the daily 9, but I am going to point out you kind of have this little downtrend action going on right there. Bring it all the way. We'll bring it to right there. So you got this little downtrend, increasing volume on the day, hammer candlestick on the day. You're looking to break out, guys. Things that we have a lot of these downtrends. I think this is just setting up for that next move up, and that's how I'm seeing all this shape up. But if you were to come here and take out the low, come visit 155.20, that is definitely going to be a big spot that, price was not allowed to hit over here for some reason, but it got pretty close. You would probably have a daily bullish divergence too, so that's what I would be paying attention to, and that would be that. Coming over here to Tesla, guys. Tesla also has one of these downtrends setting up. I'm telling you guys, as long as things don't crap the bed, things are either queuing up to continue because they just broke out, or a bunch of these things are queuing up to break out and then continue. So, break above 214.71 over here on Tessie. Guess what? You're probably going to be broken out of this downtrend, probably definitely. And then we probably have a move to 233.09 in the short term that we could look forward to. On the downside, okay, support, you have 195.11, then where you've had buyers stepping in and holding right here at 270. 205.60 is resistance above their 214.71. I'm looking for a breakout, baby. That's Tessie, okay? Bitcoin, I'm just going to say, guys, things aren't looking the best. Things aren't looking the worst, okay? Things could really just consolidate here. I'll stand behind what I said before. I think we had a low over here. I think the low was put in already. I don't think we're going to take out that low. I think we're going to be continuing to the upside. Over here on Bitcoin miners, you're still just stalling out here at the 9 EMA. So I'm not really going to say much about these things. I'm just going to point out the long-term buying opportunity that I pointed out when we were down here. It's still kind of present. And if you dip back down there, it's going to be there. This thing's probably not going much lower. If you see this 0.618 hit at 179 again, it's probably not going much lower than there. Daily RSI, it's already down in the crapper, guys. It's probably not going much lower. And that's that. All right, now let's talk about some trade ideas. We do have, right here, we have this little downtrend to pay attention to tomorrow. That is definitely something to pay attention to right here. Big actually downtrend. Let's clean up this chart. All right, let's rechart Mara here. Let's really, clean this guy up. Get that thing out of here. All right, you served this well before, but we don't need it right now. Get that guy out of here. Okay, do we have any upper levels? No. That guy out of here. Get that guy. That guy. That guy. That guy. Boom. Oh, what do we do? That doesn't look so bad. Full screen. All right. But Mara, setting up for a downtrend break, guys. Same thing as Big Tech's doing right now, and the semis over there. Setting up that downtrend, getting ready to break. That's that. All right. Now on to my trade ideas. FSLR, guys, just broke out from this falling wedge. I'm looking for continuation. You got to get above 232, but above 232, you probably get a straight up shot to 240.96. Above there, 253.57. I'm bullish on this pullback, and the level I'd be paying attention to if it pulled back to is right here. That's where I'm going to be interested. I'm going to mark an alert for it, 219.67. That is definitely, you know, a level of interest. And if you do not get bought up from there, we have the golden pocket below, and that's the next real big spot down there. So I'll also add that alert right there. Okay, but FSLR, that is looking mighty fine after, you know, breaking this uptrend. That you're probably going to be, you know, slicing down here. Right over here, this was your tell, 261.21. This was a trade I did, pitched on the channel all the way back over here. All right, underneath 261.21, you had nothing until you came all the way down here to 232. So that was like a $30 move. You hit it with the break and retest off the level, and you kind of just died. Well, now, guys, you have a downtrend to pay attention to. Instead of that uptrend you're watching, you have a downtrend. Right there, you broke out of that, and that was the top trend line of that fallen wedge. Things are looking really mighty fine. Pull back here, right off the 199.10 level that we were paying attention to, as well as the 0.618 fib. Found buyers. This thing's looking sexy. All right, second one looking sexy that we already pointed out on this downtrend break over here. Guess what? Netflix pushed up to the final target today, 664.50. You didn't exactly get up there, but you got 663.57. So you got within $1 of that. And yeah, we'll call it. Okay. So we got within $1 level. We're going to make this just a red level now, guys. If you ever see these gray levels on my charts, they're targets. That is that. Okay. But that's that on Netflix. Pullbacks are going to be buying opportunities. I think this thing is going to be pushing up to a brand new all-time high. And yeah, this thing does look like it is going to be getting that. So if you see a pullback to 639, that's your buying opportunity on Netflix. Now, D King, this is the fresh one that I have for you guys. That yeah, I do think this thing is going to be getting bought up from here. You had, you know, daily RSI was oversold. Typically, guys, when you get down here, you start yeah, pushing up, and it can take some time. It's not going to go straight up, but yeah, you're looking like you want to come over here and break out of this downtrend. First things first, we got to test the downtrend. That is going to be 34.40 to 35.30. That's where I'm looking for a move to. Now, this is actually on the focus lift. You know, trigger was 31. Above 31 bucks, you're probably going to have a straight up shot to 31.98. And then above there, above this 9 EMA right here, you can get all the way up to 34.40 and then 35.30. This is exactly what I was talking about the other day when we're approaching these 9 EMAs, guys. You're probably going to dance around them. Whether you gap up above them or you just, you know, consolidate underneath them, you typically dance around them. If you reject underneath, you'll pull back and then test them again. And if you have more strength there, you'll break above it. And then if you break up, like gap above it over there, you typically retest them just to, you know, test the waters. And then boom, you go from there. Exactly like this. You test them. All right, so that is seeming to be what happened over here. I am looking for further upside. You held 31.98 today. I think you're going to be pushing up to 34.40 and then 35.30. That's what I'm looking for. Above there, you can get all the way up to 37.80. But remember, we had this uptrend over here, this pennant you broke down from. So if you get over here, it's kind of clipped for this stock. Okay, I wouldn't be hanging in there. And, you know, maybe it shoots higher than here and it comes all the way up to 37.81. But I'm just going to say that's the back test of this pennant / uptrend. That is going to be back test of where you broke down from over here. Both these levels right there, that's your supply zone. And you also have this downtrend. So, guys, we have 3 confluence spots there. Do not be, you know, if you're playing this, don't hold into it. That's that. So take your profits if you see this move right there. That's that. All right, guys. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you guys did enjoy the video, please express that with a like. I heavily appreciate that, guys. It helps us push it out to more people, and then more people can come join our little corner of YouTube over here, and we could have a bigger party going on over here 6 days a week. Sorry I was not here yesterday, guys. I was in New York, and that is that. All right, so with that being said, I hope everybody has a lovely rest of your day. Go check out the Twitter, guys. Sometimes I post, you know, important charts over there on Twitter. And then if you want to come join the Discord and trade with me, that link is also down in the description. With that being said, hope everybody is having a lovely day. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll catch you all tomorrow. Peace.